welcome back to my ServiceNow tutorial series. In today's video, we are going to learn about UI policies in ServiceNow with a real-time practical example. So by the end of this video, you will understand what is a UI policy. Here you can see what is a UI policy, why do we use it, how to create a UI policy, what are UI policy actions, what is if false, practical demonstration, and at last interview questions. First of all, what is UI policy? A UI policy is a feature in ServiceNow that controls the behavior of fields on a form without using a script, without using a JavaScript. So, using a UI policy, you can make a field mandatory, make a field read-only, show or hide a field. So, instead of writing client scripts, we can simply configure a UI policy. So, what are the uses of UI policy? So, suppose an employee creates an incident. When the issue is related to the network, we need to know which network device is affected. So, for example, here router, switch, firewall, Wi-Fi access point. So the users should select the affected configuration item. So instead of asking users every time, we automatically configure the fields only when category is network. This improves the user experience and ensures users provide the required information. So here, go to in on menu, search for UI policies. Here we see under system UI, we can see UI policies. Click here. So click new. This is UI policy. Here I select table as instant table and it is active and give short description as user changes category to network, then configuration item should become mandatory. User changes category is network, then configure item should become mandatory. So this is short description. Here order is 100. So when to apply? Here we can see when to apply. Here give condition. I give categories network. Choose categories network. Then here we can see this is global. If selected UI policy applies to all form views, otherwise the policy is view specific. Here reverse if false. You can see reverse the condition if the reverse the actions if the condition is false. What here I can explain in incident form. Here we can select. Here I select software, but we go back. I select hardware, network, database, and password reset. But whenever I remove, enable this, disable this one, then we can't go back. This is reverse if false. That's why I enable this one. So just save this form. Here, this is UI policy actions. UI policy actions. Field name mandatory visible read only. In UI policies, we fields must be mandatory visible read only. So click here, new button. Here we see mandatory visible read only. And we select field name. Here we see the star symbol is mandatory. Here we can table as incident UI policy. User changes categories network. Then configuration item must be mandatory. Select here. I select what I select here. Configuration, right? Configuration item. You can here you see. And I want here true. I want mandatory. That's why I click true. When I remove, I click false. So I select true. Then simply submit the form. We can check it instant. Here you see field name mandatory is true, visible. Leave alone, read only also leave alone. I only check mandatory. So simply go to instant form. Here this is instant form. When I check here, category is network. Then I say I fill all my topics for the sections. Start. Okay. Then simply save this. Here we see configuration item is mandatory. You can see here. When I choose network category is network, then configuration item is mandatory. When I give network is like software, then it remove. Category is software. Configuration item mandatory field is false. This is called UI policy. So again I go to UI policy and give another condition here. I want here. I want read only. No, I want visible, right? I click true and right. Then update this form. We can see. Go to incident form. I select network. Here we see configuration item. Then I give another condition. Click new. I give the condition. Visible is false. Here, when I select categories network, then configuration item should be hidden. Just I update and go to instant form. Here, we can see when I click network and here we see configure item should be hidden. When I click software and just save this, we can see here configuration item will display. This is called hidden and visible. Then again I go here and give another condition. Here I give here state is 8, then assign to is read only. Means 8 means cancel. I give condition state is cancel. Then I give UI policy action. Here read only must be true. Just I update and go to instant form. Here when I select state is cancelled, then we can see read only. I reroll, I reroll the form. State is cancelled. You can see. Can't edit here, right? So this is read only field in divide policy. So I again give another condition. Here we see if I enable this disable this field reverse if false, then here I give the condition, right? Assign to field must be mandatory and read only, right? Just I update this one and we can check in incident form. I update here when state is in progress, assign to should not be mandatory and read only, right? When I select state is cancelled here, then we can see mandatory and read only, right? Mandatory and read only. When I select here, I close the state. Also, we can see the field can't change, right? Mandatory read only because in UI policy, we can disable the field reverse if false. It can't back. So when I click here, reverse if false, add to field, then update, we can observe the changes in incident form. So I select cancel. Here we see whenever I select state is cancelled, we can see assign to field, mandatory and read only. When I select state is in progress, we can see difference here. We observe carefully. Assign to field and mandatory remove and read only also false and we can edit, right? This is called reverse if false field. So this is called UI policy in ServiceNow. We have see some advantages, right? And interview questions. Here, this is the advantages. Advantages of UI policy. No JavaScript required. Easy to configure and maintain. Improves the user experience. Reduce development effort. Makes forms more dynamic. Real-time business use case. First of all, integration. What is UI policy? We know. UI policy controls field behavior on a form without writing JavaScript. What can a UI policy do? It can make fields mandatory, visible, and read only. What is reverse if false? We know. It automatically reverses the UI policy actions when the condition is no longer true. Does the UI policy work during the import sets or REST API? No. UI policies work only on the user interface, like forms. Like I take an incident form, right? Like forms. They do not apply to imports or integrations. This is called UI policies. In in conclusion, we learn about what a UI policy, why it is used, how to create a UI policy, how to create UI policy actions, how reverse if false works, a practical instant form example. In the next video, we will learn data policies and understand how they differ from UI policies. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe for more ServiceNow tutorials. Thank you for watching.